Hi YouTube, welcome back to the Learn Cantonese Fast channel. Today I'm going to talk about numbers and the numbering system in Cantonese. Right, first let me start with numbers. Right, 數目字 or simply 數字 without the 目. Okay, so how do you pronounce the three words? S-O, O, ma, ok, I, so, ok, mok. So mok ji all in tone 1. So as you remember from the last some of the last episodes, I'll have different tones for different words, and then this is tone 3, tone 5, and then tone 5. Right, so we need to move from all tone 1 so mok ji to 3 5 5. Right, so mok 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 so mok ji 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 so mok 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 數目 ji 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 數目字 right, or 數字. Alright, so in Cantonese we have a 0 first, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Right, so 0 is 零. Right, so how do you pronounce the word 零? Ling. Again in tone 1, ling. So we start with all tone 1s, and then otherwise we will not be able to compare the sounds, especially when you talk about when you try to pronounce the words in a phrase or the words in a sentence. Always start with the same tone and then eventually move to the correct tone for each and every word. Right, so ling. 1 1 which is in the correct tone. 零 01 number 2 2 or sometimes we use the word 兩 especially when we have a quantifier after 兩 like 2 chickens 兩隻雞 兩. Right, so but then when we do calculation we use 二 instead of 兩. Okay, so 2 兩 01 2 3 3 01 2 3 A 4 4 which is tone 3 01 2 3 4 5 5 5 5 01 2 3 4 5 屋 6 6 6 6 6 6 01 2 3 4 5 6 7 01 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 the T sound, you prepare for the T, but then you don't aspire, so the tip of your tongue ends up at the top of the mouth. Okay, so 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 9 9. Don't pronounce tone 1 because tone 1 is a foul word, which means penis. Okay, 9 9 9 01 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10 10 10 01 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. And sometimes people will confuse between the word 八 and 八 and 八. You try to pronounce the K sound, but then right before aspiring you stop it. Right? So the end of the tongue ends up at the top of the mouth. Right? So you feel the end of the tongue touching the top part of your mouth. Right? So 百 百 千 thousand. Right? So in 千 which is in tone 1. Right? But the problem with a lot of English speakers is that it starts to get difficult when it comes to something like man, right? Because we have a very different numbering system. So here in Cantonese we have 4 zeros for each different word. Right? So when you encounter the first 4 zeros, we introduce the word man. The second 4 zeros, we introduce the word yik, which we'll talk about later. So this is very different from English, because in English we have thousands, and then being the first 3 zeros, and then the second 3 zeros we call it million. And then in American English, if you have 9 zeros, we call it billion. All right, so this is the difference between Cantonese and English. So let's start with 10,000, which has 4 zeros. Right? So whenever you have 4 zeros, you have the word man, 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 man. Right? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 100 千 man. And then 5 zeros, 100,000. Right? 100, 2 zeros, 1,000, 3 zeros. But then in Cantonese or in Chinese, we call it 10 and then 4 zeros. So 1 0 plus 4 zeros, you also have 5 zeros. Okay? So 10 and then man. Okay, so sub, man, 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 sub, man. Right? And then how about 6 zeros? Right, so with 6 zeros in English, you call it million, but then in Cantonese, we need first 4 zeros being man, and then we have 2 additional zeros, we call it ba, right, which is ba. Okay? So 2 zeros, 4 zeros, we call it ba without a K. Ba, 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 man, 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 ba, man. Okay, and then how about if we have 7 zeros? In English, 10 million, which means 6 zeros here and 1 0 here, we have 7 zeros. But in Cantonese, we have 4 zeros and then 3 zeros. Okay, so 千 is 3 zeros, man is 4 zeros. So we end up with 千 man, 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 千萬, 1,000,000, 10 million is 1,000,000, okay? And then billion. No, sorry, not billion, not yet. 100 million, which has 8 zeros. So for the first 4 zeros, we have man, but then the second 4 zero, we have something called yik. Yik, 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 no K sound, okay? Yik, 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 okay? So let's move on to some real numbers, some exercises. So here we have the first one being 30. Okay? 30, well, 1 0 is what? It's 10. 10 is sub. And 3 10. Okay? So instead of 30, we have 3 tens. 3 tens is sam. Sam is 3. 10 is 10 is sub. Okay? Up, sam, sub. But then this is tone 5. Sub, 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 sub. Sam, sub. So instead of sam sub, we have sam sub. And then 400, 2 zeros is ba. And then in front of it, we add 4, 400. Say, bak, 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 say, bak. How about this guy? 315. So in Cantonese, we have 2 zeros, we have 3, and then 110, 1 sub, and then 5. Okay, 300, 110, 1 sub. Okay, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 百百百百300 1 1 1 301 10 10 10 10 10 310 315. Okay, and then 1,659. How many zeros? 3 zeros here. We have 1 3 zeros, which is 1,000. 1 is 1, 1,000 is 3 0. 3 means 1,000 means 3 zeros, and then 2 zeros 6 600, 600, and then 105. Okay, 5 50 50 510 50, and then 9. Okay, so how do you pronounce it? Yep, which is the right tone. 千 right tone. 1 1 1 1 1 1 千千千千千千 1000 6 6 6 6 6 6 6 6 6 6 6 6 6 is the fifth tone. 1006 100 100 1600 1605 1650 999啊9 1659 999 Right, how about adding more zeros? Well, it becomes a little bit more difficult, but then we'll see. Right, so what is this number here? This number is 200,450. Okay, so how many zeros? First of all, we count for all zeros, which is man. Okay, so we're 20 man, 20, 20 man, 20. Sub is 10, 2 tens of 4 zeros. 20 man, 20 man. And then we have another zero here, which has no chin. Right, chin is 1,000. We don't have any 1,000, so it's 0. We don't say 0 chin, we just say 0. Okay, and then 450, 450, 450. And the last zero, we ignore it. Right, so how do you pronounce it? The entire thing. Tone 5. Sub 20 man 20萬 0 0 0 0 0 0 20萬0 4 4 4 20萬零4 8 8 8 20萬零4百5 5 5 5 20萬零4百5 10 10 10 10 10 20萬零4百50 Okay, so I'll leave the other examples for your own exercise. So if you have any questions or anything, send me a message or comment, and then please also visit my website, which is www.freehongkong.net. So long for this time. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.